For these young competitors, it's the pinnacle of their year or even their career. They'll be carving up the dark Tennessee clay, looking to outduel each other for the right to call themselves a national champion. See who's celebrating next when the checkered flag falls at Loretta Lynn's Ranch. It's part 2 of Racer TV's coverage of the Rocky Mountain ATVMC Amateur National Motocross Championship by Lucas Oil, otherwise known as Loretta Lynn's Ranch, the mecca of all amateur motocross racing. Jason Wygant joined by former champion of this event, Buddy Antunez. Today we're going to focus on the B class, which is one step away from becoming professional, and really they're the next superstars of the sport.
Yeah, you know, these B guys, some of them are just coming off super minis, get into the B class. They're real gritty riders. They attack real hard. Some of them even will go as fast as the A guys.
And here's the track they'll go fast on. It's the MX versus ATV track map. Take us for a ride, buddy.
Yeah, well, you know, here at Loretta Lynn's, they say the most important part of this race is coming off this line with that arrow, trying to beat the arrow down to the first turn and get the whole shot. That may not be possible. The arrow's fast. But anyhow, they come through a left, right, to this next right, through the 10 Commandments, into this tricky switchback section. You can see some passes there. Coming into Storyland. I always like when they say they're heading back into Storyland. It's kind of fun. Where are they going? Anyhow, sometimes they go table, triple there, then into this real tricky sand section where they go outside, inside, all over, left, right, over this tabletop. Some guys are jumping up over into the first whoop. That's a famous right-hander, been there for years. Left and on into the finished, and that's a lap around Loretta Lynn's.
Yep, and now we're going to do some real racing, and as always, the format is 3 motos in each class. There are 35 classes today. Like I said, we're focusing on the B group, but there are classes for all ages and skill levels here. The 3 moto format, though, is what makes it so interesting. You have to be consistent over 3 different days throughout the week. We talked to one of the contenders, Pierce Brown, about that attitude.
We say all this off the track, but once we get on the track, all that goes away. All that matters is us and the racetrack, really, and us or the person ahead of us trying to get past them, whatever. It's definitely hard to tell yourself to pull back because every one of us has like a competitive edge and every one of us wants to win.
Well, that is the ultimate balance, and a lot of people saying that Brown coming into this race is maybe the fastest of any amateur rider, even including the A classes, but you have to be consistent. Let's see if you can get it done. This is Moto 1 of 250B. Revs are up, and the gate is down.
Who's going to get the whole shot here, Weege? I can't tell from here.
No, it's a funnel into that first turn.
The outside, you see the outside came sweeping in.
Almost made it work, but Jalik Swole out of the middle on the Rockstar Husqvarna number 30 has the whole shot. Brown right behind him, so 2 of the big favorites. They've got the factory motorcycles, and they're already up front early.
Yeah, Brown is fast, and that he can throw down a lap time like no other. Jalik's going to have to try to get away, but it looks like Brown's coming around the outside on this turn. He makes the pass. Little bit of a brake check, maybe.
All right, but he made it work. They almost collided. Look at the 11. That's Grant Harlan on the Yamaha on the outside in 3rd. So let's see if he can run with Swole and Brown, who are established names in this B class. This should be a good battle. A lot of times in these first motos, the gate picks are picked at random. You don't often see the front runners get good starts together in the first race, but it's on now.
Wow, Brown's now making some mistakes and has allowed Jalik to get back to him a little bit. So both these guys a little edgy in this first lap of their opening moto.
Swole going to try this outside line. Get a run at it. No, not able to make it work, but he is pushing Brown right now.
Right now, these two really need to calm down. They need to start to get going, start to hit their flow, minimize mistakes, or two of them could go down, and the guy in 3rd sitting in the catbird seat right now with the way they're looking a little edgy.
Well, it's what you said when we mentioned the B class. Lap time-wise, they can run with any amateur rider or maybe sometimes even a pro rider, but you said they're gritty and sometimes a little overly aggressive.
That can happen, and then that's what's the difference with the pros. They can run a lot of those lap times, lap after lap after lap, a little more seasoned. So right now you're getting a little bit more of that raw speed, maybe a few more mistakes, but nonetheless, we love go for it racing. Oh, he stands the bike up. He doesn't act like here comes Jalik up the inside.
Oh, can Swole squeeze it? No. Brown on the 63 holds him off, tripling around the outside, but a great battle. going to hook this right-hand turn. This is the famous billboard turn, which is the faces of many of the great champions of the past of this race. Now into the Yamaha mechanics area. Good battle, and they're pulling away from Harlan and everyone else.
Looks like, you know, Pierce keeps pulling away a little bit, making a few mistakes and allowing Swoll to get back in there. So it's be curious to see if he can settle down, start to hit his rhythm, and start to open that gap. But if not, he's going to keep getting the pressure for Jalek, and then he could make a big mistake and Jalek's by him and gone.
Yeah, every time Brown tries to edge away, Swoll figures it out and stays with him. This is the 10 Commandments. A lot of different ways to attack this 10-pack of jumps.
Yeah, they're going double, double, triple, single. Jalek's launching into that switchback, made a couple bike lengths up there. Paid the price, stood the bike up just a little bit. What happens is sometimes you run too hard into the rut. The fork front end gets in there nice a little bit, stands the bike up, and then you're waiting to get it turned again. So he made a nice recovery right there, but he lost a few bike lengths when he made up a few. Lose a few, give a few back.
Yeah, and that's what makes that 10 Commandments so hard to figure out. As you watch Joe Shimoda around the outside, that Honda making a quick pass on Harlan for third.
That was a sweet pass. He just wanted it more. Got on the outside and shifted third and let her happen.
All right, so Shimoda carrying his speed around the outsides. Now it's Jarrett Fry on the Suzuki coming through.
Yeah, Jarrett Fry, he should be able to come through these guys and get himself a nice finish. He looks like he's making time on Harlan right now. Just went by.
Yeah, it's Andrea Adamo, actually a rider out of Italy who made some waves. There's regional and area qualifiers to just get into this race, and he actually won his regional. Not well known in the United States, but this Honda man, little project for that Honda amateur squad, he's giving it a run.
Yeah, Fry went by him, and he's come back on him twice, and he's looking at making the pass again. Fry's starting to make some mistakes, which is allow Harlan to stay right where. Now Fry's coming to the outside. Looks like he's just going to go for it a little harder right now. They're both, all three of them standing the bike up.
Woo! 3 different lines that all worked, but Fry somehow makes the pass on Harlan, who's on that number 11. I didn't think it was going to work, but it did. Here comes Andrea Adamo trying to follow him through.
Now look at that. 2 turns ago, Adamo was about ready to track past Fry. Now Fry's by Harlan and starting to open up a gap. Just shows you how these B guys can just get after it for some turns and just go for it a little bit.
Okay, so Fry on that number 34 yellow Suzuki trying to get away from this battle between Harlan and Andrea Adamo. Let's go through that pass for the lead right off the start.
Yeah, right off the start, Jalek got into that rut, kind of stood it up, allowed Pierce to get inside of him, get the drive in the turn. Pierce was swapping into that. I thought he was brake checking him, but it's just his rear end bouncing around because he's driving in a turn so long. But hey, nevertheless, the pass is done. He's out in the lead. They both settled down. The gap's kind of stabilized here. It's going to take Pierce making some mistakes maybe for Jalek to get back in it, or Jalek finding that end of the moto groove and really digging in towards the back half of the 20 minutes.
Okay, the 3 Moto 4.
Whoa, there it is.
Minute. There's the mistake. Brown's down, and here comes Swoll to take the lead.
Wow, I guess I predicted that maybe a turn too early, but it still happened. But Pierce has got the speed to get back up to Jalek. So, but, you know, that mistake, a little bit 4 laps into the moto, hot Loretta's, you know, all that heart rate you had, all that adrenaline, it all comes crashing down on you. So now Pierce has got to gather himself and maybe take a lap, get back in his groove, and then start to make a push towards Jalek.
So it's not as easy to recover as just picking up the motorcycle and just going the exact same speed you were.
It's not, Jason, because what happens is when you crash a little bit 4 laps in, everything hits you, the heat, everything, it all comes down to you. You sometimes crash in within the first couple laps, you still haven't reached that heart rate that's really high, all the heat in your body, so it gets a little tougher.
We'll be right back. This Racer TV broadcast is brought to you by Rocky Mountain ATV MC. Get ready. And by Lucas Oil, made in America, sold to the world. Welcome back. It is 250B Moto 1, and it is on. Pierce Brown had the lead, fell, but he has now re-caught the leader, Jalek Swoll. What a battle.
What a battle, and a testament to Pierce's fitness in this first moto. Like I said, that crash had to hit him pretty hard, and he's recovered here in a lap or two, and he's made the push back up to Jalek. But Jalek looks like he's in a really good rhythm right now, and Pierce is going to have to do a little something extra to get by him.
Joe Shimoda has had a lonely race. He got around Grant Harlan to get into third, but he's not been able to make tracks toward these two. So it has been between Swoll and Brown, and Shimoda by himself the entire race. Brown really putting on a charge now.
He is, and Shimoda, to be honest with you, getting a third is not a bad score in this first moto, a 3-moto format. But these kids in the B class, they like to win. So Pierce is always wanting to be the fastest guy out there. He's ran some quick lap times to get back to Jalek. Now let's see if he can execute the pass, because they're coming into lappers now.
And this is Storyland. It's going to be a couple of hard left-hand corners in the back that'll send them shooting toward the front of the racetrack. Outside line.
Here's my tell a story right here.
Oh.
The story is I made the pass. Oh!
And Brown had the pass made, but instead he loses the front and goes down for a second time.
Storyland delivers. The story was going to be a pass, and it ended up being a crash.
So Swole able to survive. He was getting blocked by lap traffic.
Yeah, it looked like to me he lost the front. He really got in there, was going to make the pass on the outside, grabbed the handful, and just slid the front off the exit to me.
Okay, so we're into the sand. Swole, no pressure now, and we can give you the replay of what happened. Like I said, the lap rider slowing up Swole. Brown had his opportunity.
You say it's lap riders. I say he's digging into the throttle hard. Look at he's digging. He's trying to drive around the outside, loses both ends right there. So I think just a victim of trying to make the pass happen in one turn, which he should do because you're trying to pass for the win. Maybe a little risky for Moto 1, but that's why they're B riders and making their way through the ranks.
It's true. These are the things they're going to learn, and especially in the 3-moto format. The second place probably would have been looking very good. We'll see if Brown can even hold on for second after a pair of crashes. Meanwhile, Jalek Swole rides with Tim Ferry, former great in his amateur days at this event and a great pro as well. The lessons that Tim Ferry have implanted on him are obviously working.
Yeah, Timmy's worked with Jalek for a while and watched him come to the ranks. He's always solid, and he always seems like he comes on around Loretta's time, which is, in the amateur world, a great time to be on pace, on good form. Bike's moving around, still making a few mistakes. Oh, too early. I spoke too early.
Wait a minute, that's Shimoda. Shimoda has gone from third to first with a pair of crashes in our leaders.
Hey, Shimoda's just sitting back there in third, letting those guys have it, and then they just hand it to him.
Hey, we told you that the B class would be fun to watch. They're gritty competitors. They leave it all on the racetrack. I didn't know that prediction would come true this early in the week. Our very first moto with them, and we've already had all sorts of chaos and carnage, and Shimoda's now in control in the 47.
But at the end of the day, we've had great racing, and that's what we want to see out of these speed guys. We want to see them ride hard, and a lot of times watching the guys, you want to see the lap times, but also you want to see if they can hold any composure too and structure together a decent moto with minimal mistakes. What Shimoda's doing.
Yeah, he looked over his shoulder. I think he's even surprised himself was that really Swole who had just rolled past. So the Honda rider out of Japan is in that pipeline. It's the Geico Honda Pro Team. It's called Amsoil Honda here in the amateur ranks. Just 16 years old, Shimoda riding very well right now. Let's take us through the crash with Swole.
Well, it looks like Swole got in here. He's probably using a lot of rear brake right there, which he's leaned over, which got the rear end stepping side to side. He clamped on the rear brake hard there, cross-rutted, came into that rut a little front end heavy, ran out of speed, and did the old tip over. I mean, that's one of those crashes you're going to look back on and go, did I really do that? But he did get on it pretty quick and got going.
Well, that's key. The 3-moto format will count all 3 scores and total them up at the end of the week. Even a second place in Moto 1 is not bad. But Shimoda, wow, now he's having a tough time holding on.
Yeah, the track looks pretty rough for their time of their moto right now. So, doing little things like when you got the bike leaned over in the sand ruts, not overusing the rear brake, letting it roll, letting the suspension work. Those are things you got to be reminding yourself of when you're out front and you got a little bit of a lead. As soon as you slip one little thing and you tap the rear brake too hard, you grab too much front brake, or you cross rut, it can make the difference between a first and a second, it's looking like.
Well, it did for Swole, who got the break when Pierce Brown crashed not once but twice. But then Swole went down himself with a lap and a half to go, and that's going to open the door for this man. Joe Shimoda takes the first moto here at Loretta Lynn's in 250B. Probably a little surprised himself, was maybe settling in for a solid points run, and instead gets the victory. Wow,
it's crazy. They're all juiced up over there in the Honda pits, aren't they?
And deservedly so. But Swole and Brown finished second and third. They're players for this championship, as well as Fry and Schwartz. We didn't even see him coming through traffic to finish in fifth. Joe Shimoda, did you know you had it?
No, I wasn't thinking I'm going to win this one because I had to just start in the mid-pack area. I had to find a way to get around everybody, and I was in third. 2 guys in the front got mistake, and that was the key to win, and I just took a chance.
Does that give you a lot of confidence going into your second moto now?
Yeah, for sure. I just need a better start. It'll be way easier. It's going to help my race for sure, yeah.
So a lot of trauma in this moto. Pierce Brown had the lead, was pulling away, washes out. He would actually crash a second time in a similar fashion. So it looked like it was Jalek Swoles to win, and then this.
Yeah, mistake after mistake by the first two, which then handed it to Joe Shimoda, and he took the easy win.
Yep, let's see if they can get him back in Moto 2. We are back. It is the Rocky Mountain ATVMC Amateur National Championship at Loretta Lynn's Ranch, 250B Moto 2. The first one was a great one. See what happens this time.
Yeah, who gets to start? We had the three key players up there getting the first three spots, so this starts everything in this second moto.
Bell Helmet's whole shot to Jalek Swoles.
Whoa!
He almost throws it away. Swoles second in the first moto and led quite a bit of it until a late crash. Jesse Flock, a good start on the 67 in green right behind.
Where's Pierce Brown? Looks like maybe he's about 5th or 6th. Jalek looks a lot more comfortable in these first two turns than he did the first moto. No mistake coming out of turn number 3, and he's well on his way. But Flock, he can throw down some lap times too. He's already trying to make a little bit of a run on the outside.
Oh yeah, Flock a little bit under the radar coming into this, but the insiders are talking about the speed he has. And Jarrett Fry in third in the 34 in yellow, pushing it hard early.
Got some couple guys up there that weren't up there in the first moto, so actually Fry was 4th.
Oh, he got cross-roaded coming out of that corner. Flock almost got him. Fry looking to take advantage also.
Yeah, good eye, Jason. I didn't see that. I was keeping my eye on Fry, trying to talk about him and getting a little bit better start in this, but he was 4th in the first moto, so this could be a good result for him and put him in the championship hunt, but he's got to get up there to Jalek.
And Pierce Brown, you can see the orange motorcycle making moves. He was the leader at one point in the first moto. He has climbed up to 4th in this one behind Fry. Where is our first moto winner, Joe Shimoda on the Honda? Way back. So work cut out for him.
Yeah, so that opens it up for Brown and Swoll to make a little bit of opening into this championship, as well as Jared Fry. So Shimoda's got to get himself going, or he's going to be hurting his championship run.
Oh, we watch Brown bouncing over those bumps. Carter B's right behind him.
Yeah, Carter B's, we didn't see him up there in first moto. That's a great thing about the B class. You never know from moto to moto which guys can. Whoa, Pierce Brown gets a little sideways. But like I was saying, moto to moto, you can get some different guys up there. A lot of these guys, the B class can go fast, but it's about putting it together start after start and moto after moto. Pierce Brown is one of them, can throw down the heater lap time, but can he stay up on 2 wheels for the whole moto?
He could not in the first moto, and that cost him what could have been potentially a win. Now he's in 4th. See the distinctive yellow gear as he tries to get around Jarrett Fry. Here's your leader, Jalek Swoll, the Rockstar Husqvarna. Jesse Flock not going anywhere, keeping the heat on.
Flock's not letting him go, and he's taking a few different lines. He's going outside to go double, triple, I think, through the 10 Commandments. Oh, a little over jump there. Now he's sideways. Woo! But Swoll didn't pull away that much. He went sideways once or twice over jump, and he's still in there. So I think Flock's going fast, but he's got to get it under control a little bit.
Yeah, I'm amazed, actually, that he didn't lose any speed through that section as we watch Fry in 3rd, Brown 4th. I think this top 4 is accordioning. They are coming together, and it is closer than it was earlier in this race. I don't know if Swoll's aware of that. Probably only concerned with Flock. But if he makes one mistake, he'd be losing several positions in a hurry.
He will, but watching Swoll in this second moto, he looks like maybe he's not quite pushing as hard, but he's not making as many mistakes. So maybe got a talking to from Timmy Ferry, made some adjustments, and he's a little bit more poised in this second moto. Flock, on the other hand, is going ham right now. He's going after him. He wants the moto win. Brown, I think, is doing the same thing. Fry looks like he's under control. Maybe he needs to step up his speed a little bit if he wants to get up there and run with these guys.
Yes, because now Flock and Swoll have pulled away just a bit from the 3rd and 4th place riders. Actually, pass has been made. Brown is up to 3rd, so Fry must have had an error. Lost a bunch of ground.
I think Fry was just a little bit off the pace right now. I think Pierce is just throwing down some huge lap times right now, or fast lap times. And like I said before, Fry's going to have to step it up if he wants to get up there and get in the mix with them. But he's not making a bunch of mistakes, and we've seen Shimoda win from 3rd last time. So
that's right.
You know, you never know what could happen.
No, and still no sign of Shimoda. Oh, and there's the mistake from Flock. This one costly. A few small bobbles earlier, but this a full-on crash, and he loses a spot.
He does. Like I was saying, he was running a little edgy there and making a few mistakes.
Let's go back to the start, by the way, and show you Swoll pull this one off. Boy, they're banging bars right out of the gate.
They are. Looks like the outside sweeping, and then Jalek just gets it from the inside, tucks, grabs a handful. You got Flock on the outside of it, but he turns that bike, gets a drive right into that whole shot zone.
Here's that crossroad in the first lap.
Yeah, it looks like there he got in there, didn't get quite the lean angle in the bike he needed. Maybe he had a little too much outside peg weight, stood it up just a little bit, but he controlled it. It wasn't that bad.
Uh-oh. Pierce Brown, though, has caught Swole. They had a great battle for the lead in Moto 1, and it's back on again now in Moto 2. Stay with us. Here is your battle. Whoa! Your leader, Jalek Swole, almost lost the front end. He is under fire from Pierce Brown. It's amateur national motocross racing from Loretta Lynn's ranch, and a great duel for the #1 spot.
Yeah, we've seen the two of these guys, Swole and Brown, kind of lose their front and rear in a few of these turns. I think the track is a little harder based than some of the other years. I don't know if we've had as much weather in the years past. Brown, though, going to the outside, going triple, double.
See if it pays
Swole
off.
is going outside. He's not following. He's going wherever he can to try to get around him right now. He's going to have to be a little patient. There he goes, triple
not
by.
patient. He just tripled by.
No,
That's
Swole coming back. He's got the inside. Same move from first moto. He's going to hold it together a little wide, but he doesn't get in there and lay it down as much. He keeps it a little bit more under control, and he's here to fight for that lead here as we go through the next few turns.
Yeah, he threw it away in that corner trying to get the lead in Moto 1. This time he keeps it on 2 and fights through in another section. Still a good battle, though. The 30 is Swole, and Brown looking for an opening.
He is. He's right on him, and he's just putting the pressure. Brown, though, if he ends up, he's faster, but if he ends up pushing too hard, he's going to throw away this moto. So he's going to have to sit on maybe Swole for a little bit, pressure him, look for the spot where he can make the pass. Don't try to make it in one turn. He's faster, be a little bit controlled, and whoa, he's swapping a little bit. He's got to channel himself a little bit. He's got to focus. He's the faster guy, and Swole, he's under control. He's just going to let Brown make mistakes and keep the gap.
Yeah, he's actually pulled away a little bit because Brown had a few errors. Brown hasn't crashed like he did in the first race, but Swole will take it either way.
Yeah, now Swole's got 5-6 bike lengths, so Brown was on him a couple turns ago.
Well, yeah, he was on him a few turns ago and momentarily made the pass. We'll go through this exchange again. He triples by for a moment.
Looks like Swole just went a little too tight out of that turn, and Pierce just opened it up and went for the triple. Smart for Swole if he didn't have the right lineup, not to go for the triple. He's still got the lead because he had the inside of the next turn, but he's letting Brown get up beside him and rattle him a little bit.
And Brown wisely kept it on 2 wheels in a corner that he fell in the first moto. Didn't make the pass, but he still has the opportunity to get it done right now. We have finally found Joe Shimoda, our first moto winner.
18th
place?
Wow, that's not going to cut it. Something had to have happened, maybe a fall, something like that, because that's not winning the first moto. 18th does not sound like Shimoda.
No, and now it's the last lap, and Swole has pulled away from Brown. He looks all cut and torn here. He must have had a mistake because for a while it looked like he was putting extreme pressure on Swole, and now he has lost the drive. He's just tucked it away here in second.
So that's 2 motos, 3, 4 crashes for Pierce. He's fast, like I think he said in his opening interview, but he's got to get a little bit more consistent to be able to knock down these championships.
Yeah, he said when he's out there on the track, forget strategy. He's just trying to make passes. Didn't work this time. Let's go back here to Swole. Earlier in the race, he makes a mistake on this tunnel jump.
Wow. Looks like he just maybe slid a little bit, and you're leaned over going up to face that, and might have grabbed traction and pulled him left.
And a good recovery. Everyone has made mistakes in this B class, but if, and it is a big if, he can hold on to win this moto, he will be in the driver's seat for the title. He'll have a second and a first in the 2 motos heading into the final race. He threw away the first one while leading in this very section of the course. Everyone else has had even more problems. A lot of crashes from Brown, a bad second moto from Shimoda. Swole looks good.
Yeah, he's letting the bike roll there a little bit more, letting the suspension work. That first moto, like I said, he was leaned over pretty hard on the rear brake and got that rear end swapping around. He looks a lot more in control, and at the end of the day, you can make 15 mistakes, and if the other guy makes 20, you're going to beat him. So it looks like that's what Jalek's doing.
You mentioned the track may be a little more slippery also.
Yeah, it looks a little bit more hard pack in the base, and it still has that loamy outside berm, but sometimes it's too hard. You slide into that loamy berm, then you hook.
And it's caused mistakes, but not enough to stop Jalek Swole. He knows he is in control of it. He has the 2-1 moto scores. Brown second, Fry third, Parker Mashburn fourth. Let's talk about that mistake with Swole.
Actually, it scared me a little bit. It took me a lot to get going after that, but it was good. You know, I just learned from my mistakes. You know, I knew that section was really muddy. Just gave it a little bit too much gas, so I knew what I did wrong, so it didn't really intimidate me the rest of the moto. But yeah, cleaned it up and came out with a moto win.
Good save here from Swole.
Yeah, it looks like Swole said, you know, he got in there, got on the throttle, the base is a little harder, slid the rear, went up the face, pulled left. But at the end of the day, he's learning from his mistakes.
And winning motos. We'll be right back. For most riders at the AMA Amateur National Motocross Championship, the goal is simple. Get noticed, get on the radar, and get your name out there. But there's one rider whose name is already well known, partially because his dad, Brian Deegan, was a former professional Supercross race winner and an icon in the action sports industry. But now Hayden Deegan is building a reputation thanks to his YouTube channel, his Instagram success, and for being one heck of a fast mini-cycle motocross racer.
Yeah, you know, it's super cool. Not too much pressure. It kind of is the same as like going to mini-O's. And this year I came in with not as much pressure as last year because I'm more confident in myself this year to go out there and win.
Yes, looking to defend a championship that he won last year in the 65 ranks, but also pretty well known off the track.
Yeah, my nickname's Danger Boy. Everybody calls me Danger Boy because when I was little, I used to be super dangerous and I used to just like jump bikes and do insane stuff. And then the trait just carried on, and now my nickname's officially Danger Boy.
Now, Brian Deegan, Hayden's dad, a great racer in his own right and also a master of marketing, and that's why he's tracking everything all week.
For us, you know, there's a lot of cool stories that we have from the past, from the future, all the stuff that's going down daily that we do between my daughter's NASCAR, my son's motocross, all the crazy stuff I do in the family together. And we tell all those stories on our YouTube, you know, and things. It's just a different generation now. People are watching online. You know, not people aren't, TV's not as strong as it used to be. People are watching everything online. And I feel like with the Deegan 38 channel on YouTube, we're trying to put out good, clean, racing, quality stuff that teaches kids how to be athletes and to push for goals and accomplish them. And I feel like that's what we've been focused on lately.
Yeah, but for Hayden, Instagram was what made him Insta-famous, no doubt about it.
My Instagram page blew up, and now we're getting into YouTube, the Deegan 38 page. It's going pretty high. We're almost at 200K, and that's been going super good, and it's cool.
Not all sizzle with Hayden Deegan, though. There's some serious stake there as well. He does win the 65 7-11 title for the second straight year. So watch him to maybe be in the B class on big bikes in a few years as one of the future pro superstars of the sport. It's on the line here. Final moto in B for 2018.
Can Swole get a third hole shot? He's getting a little outdrove there, a little bit middle of the pack. He may not get the hole shot on this one.
No, it looks like he got swallowed up a bit, and another rider goes down, but is luckily up and okay. Two riders down. Dylan Schwartz, Kawasaki Team Green Man on 74, up front early. Hardy Munoz, second. So we did not see good starts from either of these two in the first two motos. Somehow Swole is up to third and now second.
Wow, made some moves real quick in those first two turns. It's up to, looked like he's going up the inside of Nunez to try to get over second. Nope, gonna shut the door, but Schwartz has already got 3-4 bike lengths.
We'll just set the scenario up here. Swole needs to finish right behind or have only one rider between he and Pierce Brown, and he'll be the champion. No sign of Brown yet. Also, our first moto winner is essentially...
There's Brown.
Oh, there's Brown. Wow, he's making tracks to the front. He's up to fourth.
He's up to fourth. Hopefully he's made some adjustments in what he's going to do in the moto. He's going to try to be a little more smooth, make a little less mistakes, so he can go after this championship.
Swole dealing with Munoz right now into the sand. Look at Dylan Schwartz. Really pulling away quickly.
Pulling away, running on the outside down that sand. We hadn't seen any of these B guys. They've been run down the middle or inside. Schwartz just taking a whole different line.
Swole still working on Munoz. Two Husqvarna riders
going by.
Nice.
They both scrub. Look at that. B-class guys just scrubbing it up, but looked good. It was kind of in synchronization. But Jalek Swole's making the pass. Gonna set his sights on Dylan Schwartz, but Schwartz, he's fast.
Yeah, this first lap has been impressive for the Kawasaki man. Watch for the fourth place. The orange Troy Lee Designs KTM. Whoa! Brown. I thought he was going for the pass. Instead, he almost crashed.
The good thing about Jalek getting around Nunez is that he put a guy in between him and Brown, and he's going to be able to get some breathing room because Pierce is making a few mistakes and not around him yet.
No, so Brown needs to beat Swole and have 2 riders finish between them to try to dig out this championship. The only rider who can maybe help right now is your leader, Dylan Schwartz.
Yeah, he can, but Dylan just made a mistake, cross-rutted over that roller single on the inside. Probably, they're real tough when you go over that inside, tough to see the ruts sometimes, so if you get a little bit inside and let the bike release the brakes a little too much, you can easily cross-rut, and he saved it, but things can happen out there quick.
Yeah, it almost bit him as Brown continues to set up Munoz for 3rd, and Swole now all alone on a potential championship run in the number 2 spot. It is spread out.
Yeah, Pierce Brown still hasn't gotten by Munoz, so Munoz settling in a little bit. He doesn't care how fast Pierce Brown is. He's going to keep him back there as long as he can. Pierce coming up the inside.
Oh, and Munoz back end stepped out. Didn't work. Brown still not able to get by him. Now another shot on the inside of this tree turn, jumping into the corner to make the pass. Well, he got some aggression, no doubt.
He's going for it, no doubt, right here. Look at it. Comes up the inside. See him doing this in the first moto. Just going off that and jumping over all the ruts and letting the bike sweep out there, and then it sets him up on the inside on the tabletop. That was a solid move. Wanted to make the pass, made it happen, was not taking anything else for anything else to happen there. He's just going to make it happen.
Swole trying to make it happen, Bud, man. He has caught up to Schwartz. Actually, the entrance of the 10 Commandments, I think he was close. Schwartz pulls back away.
Schwartz came around that left-hander. Whoa! That was almost a rodeo over the top. Another story for Storyland there.
Yeah, that's right.
Schwartz held it together, though. He's making a few mistakes. He's got that victim, like I said, of Jalik in the first moto. He's overusing the rear brake into some of these turns and not keeping his feet planted on the pegs, and the rear end's moving around a lot. Jalik's coming up the inside, getting some drive on him. Schwartz scrubs in his face. He's using this outside. Let's see if it's any faster.
Oh, way to the inside is Swole in the 30. Going to be hard to get stopped for this corner, and it couldn't. So Schwartz able to maintain the lead, at least for the moment. Let's see if Pierce Brown from 3rd can maybe close on them if they slow each other up.
Yeah, they're not right now. These two are getting after it. They're making a few mistakes, but not a whole lot. That was kind of a cool line in that sand. Jalik got a little time on the inside, but around the outside coming into the turn, Dylan had a lot of sweep into that turn. He's able to really roll in there and got a few bike lanes back.
Okay, so another lap in the books. Dylan Schwartz not really in title contention, not the scores he wanted in the first 2 motos, but he'd love to win this one. Here's the exchange coming into the sand.
Yeah, like I was saying earlier, inside versus outside. Jalik gets a little bit through the middle and towards the second half of the sand, but Dylan just really able to sweep into the turn, get off the brakes early, and let the bike roll.
And pull back away. Now Swole's going to have to make that time back up, and here comes the Pierce Brown charge from 3rd.
God, our fast lap time, man, is just letting her sail, launching off the jumps, taking every inch of the track and getting as much as he can. If he can just put together a few less mistakes, he can go all the way to the front.
Well, he said that in the first 2 motos, but mistakes cost him dearly. But we've got a 3-rider battle for the final moto win of the week. Schwartz, Swole, Brown exchanging mistakes and exchanging fast laps. Dylan Schwartz continues to lead this final 250B class moto, the Rocky Mountain ATV MC National at Loretta Lynn's Ranch. Jalik Swole, if he could just stay here in 2nd, will win your national title. So Pierce Brown in 3rd of the 63. He's got to get aggressive. He's got to beat Swole and put a couple riders between them. Let's see how aggressive he can get around the outside.
Outside, triple through the 10 Commandments to the outside of the switchback. He's going to be inside of Jalik here. Oh, just cut him off. That's championship move right there, baby. Possibly, huh?
Well, yeah, you've got to wonder. Really, Brown's only hope is if Swole goes down and loses a bunch of spots. So he didn't hold back at all.
Well, if he can keep on that pace and go up through Dylan Schwartz, that would give him the overall, correct?
Yes, it would. So this is a pivotal moment. If Brown passes Schwartz and Swole does not and finishes 3rd, the title goes to Brown. So Swole's got to be both aggressive but not throw it away at the same time.
How would that be? You know, Brown's hit the ground, 3 or 4 times if my count is correct.
Mm-hmm.
He's been charging the whole time, and now he's in a position and going fast enough to go around Dylan Schwartz and get the overall. You know, it's that old thing, speed or consistency, what's going to pay off?
Very close today between these two to figure out who's going to win it. Let's go through the replay of the pass in the 10 Commandments.
Wow, so Jalik looked like he got a little bit too turned off of the inside and ran a little tighter off there, and Brown just went to where he was and went double, triple all the way through to the outside of the switchbacks, which put him on the inside of the next turn. It looked like he just went ahead and went a little more straight than normal just to make sure he had the pass. But that's what you got to do. It's racing.
Okay, yeah, it's the last moto, so it's all on the line. And he did get a little aggressive, and yes, he is starting to close on your leader, Schwartz.
And Pierce is still using that line out of the switchback. The preferred line is going he inside in that right-hander in the switchback. He's making time on Dylan Schwartz. The only good thing about Dylan is he's been in this position at Loretta's before, leading motos. He knows Pierce is fast, but I think Dylan, when it comes down to it, he can really hammer on that throttle as well. So we got a battle of two guys right here for the lead that have been known to throw down some fast lap times.
Schwartz 5th and 8th in the first two motos, so that's why he's merely a championship spoiler. Inside line, drifting wide, and almost into him comes Brown.
Wow, Brown is just letting that launches off that.
Jeez.
He's going to be by Schwartz right here. He's got the inside. Dylan's going to grab a handful. They're going to scrub together, synchronized scrubbing off this, and going into that famous sand sweeper. Pierce has got the inside. Dylan is not giving up. He's trying to sweep outside. He's going to have the inside if nope. Pierce got by him.
Yep. Brown was able to
he's
complete
going back
it.
inside.
Yeah, here's Schwartz's opportunity to get him back.
Did you see him lay into that turn? Full commitment out of Brown.
Yeah.
Love it.
Just turn the head, and everything else just followed.
Turn the head, dip the shoulder, grab a handful.
Unbelievable. So Brown is letting it all hang out, and with good reason. He has to win this moto, and if it ends like this, he is your champion of 250B. So it's up to Swole in third. He's got to catch Schwartz. Let's go back to the exchange here for the lead.
Wow, this was some good exchanges right here. Schwartz still committed to that outside. It still sweeps in there good. Pierce got a little bit sideways, almost went to his rear end, and then Pierce just grabs a handful, launches off a couple jumps, then he launches him into sand. He's got the inside here. He's got control of Dylan. Dylan could have maybe shot around the outside to try to get the inside, but Pierce pretty much had control of that situation by then.
Lap traffic is all that Brown has to deal with now. He's free to try to win this moto and hope the math behind him shakes out. Swole is going to have to pass Dylan Schwartz. We're trying to find him. There is Schwartz, and there is Swole. Swole's caught him from third.
Here it is, the championship on the line. Schwartz looks like he might have made a few mistakes that are making him a little bit more tired than normal, and Jalik's looking a little bit fitter towards the back half of this race. He's going inside to outside. He's got the inside. Dylan, see what I mean? He didn't have as much intensity towards the end of that sweeper as he did. He's making a few more mistakes.
And
looking
just
back,
like that, yes, Swole has it. So Schwartz has come a little unraveled here, and Swole, that was clutch. Getting that second place position now puts him back in control of the title.
How about Pierce Brown? All those motos he's on the ground. Now he just puts together a moto. He's out front. He's got some time to relax. Taking the white flag right here and looking like he's going to put this together. But the championship's going to this man right here, the most consistent guy out there for the weekend.
Yeah, he made a few mistakes of his own, but not nearly as many as the rest of his competitors, and that's why on this last lap, if Swole can keep it together, he'll have this 250B title. And by the way, he also won the Schoolboy Championship earlier in the week. And you win those two titles, he's a lock for the AMA Outstanding Amateur Rider of the Year, which goes to the top rider in the B ranks. You get two titles in the two classes you race. I don't think anyone can unseat him for that award. So a great week for Jalik Swole.
Yeah, it's hard enough to win one class here. Winning two, that's a whole next level thing. But look at it. It looks like he knows exactly what to do, where he's at in this championship, what he's got to do on this last lap. He's flowing. He's probably enjoying this moment. Maybe a little nervous that he could run into a lap or stand up a rut, because that could happen at any time at Loretta's. But if he tells the right story coming out of Storyland, it's going to be a championship.
And Pierce Brown came in with so much hype as far as the raw speed. He delivered speed-wise, the lap times blistering. But a few crashes early in the week. Didn't get the moto wins he needed until now. And it's just going to be a little bit too little too late.
Yeah, the interesting thing, these kids come back here every year, so the interesting thing will be if next year Pierce, when he gets here, can learn from his mistakes and start to manage them a little bit more and maybe put together some championships himself.
Well, he's definitely quick, there's no doubt about it. Pierce Brown is going to win the third moto, partially because of how quick he was in that very corner right there. The moto win's going to feel good, but not as good as the title. Jalik Swole was under pressure. He was third late in this one. He had to get to second. He got the job done, and he's your champion in 250B. Here are your moto results. Schwartz, a hard-earned third ahead of Munoz. Parker Mashburn through traffic ends up fifth ahead of Adamo, the Italian. Here is your champion.
Schwartz was out to an early lead, and he was putting down some good laps in the beginning, and I was just trying to match his pace. I got really close in the beginning. Then he kind of came over on the jump. Scared me a little bit, so just backed it off a little bit. Got my composure back up, just tried to ride smooth, and once I got back on him, I knew that he was tired or just making mistakes or something. So I just capitalized on it and just rode a smart way to the finish. I was thinking the whole time.
Might see Brown and Swoll battling through the ranks of A and maybe even Pro in the future. Stay with us. This Racer TV broadcast from Loretta Lynn's Ranch is brought to you by Rocky Mountain ATV MC. Get ready. And by Lucas Oil, made in America, sold to the world. It's Kenny Day getting a title in the 30 vet class. And Jagger Koch takes a 125 C class title back home to Colorado. Now, in last week's show, we focused on the 250A division. Those same A riders also compete in a class called Open Pro Sport, a couple of them down in their first moto. We'll show you more riders down in the first turn. Jair Mitchell led the first moto, but the rider to watch, the 33 of Derek Drake. He won that 250A class. If you watched our last show, he wants to follow it up with the Open Pro Sport. He makes a quick move on Justin Rodbell for second, and now goes after Jair Mitchell for the lead. Drake on a roll this week at Loretta's.
Yeah, Derek Drake, gets a championship early in the week, and look at it, just snowballs. Confidence is everything in motocross, and he's definitely got the confidence now.
Here's a 51 of Seth Hamaker. He's working on Rodbell. Hamaker maybe just as quick as Drake throughout the week. Didn't get the start that he wanted in this one and has to do some work.
Yeah, you got to be putting together the starts. Each one, you got 6 of them you have to do. And really, to be honest with you, with the pace of these guys, you really can't mess any of them up because one of them gets out front and you get a 5th place start. The other guy can be gone.
There's Jair Mitchell trying to hold off Hamaker for second as they come past this Yamaha Mechanics area. Hamaker
going up the inside. Oh, little rear wheel swag at him, but no harm, no foul right there. Drake just looking smooth in control out front, and Hamaker maybe making a little bit of time on him, but Drake's got a comfortable lead right now.
All right, so that's Moto 1, and it goes to Drake, so he continues that run after winning that 250A title. We move on to Moto number 2 in this division. Watch on the inside, 58 Yamaha of Rodbell. He's just going to get that Bell Helmets Whole Shot Award, but look who's on him already, Derek Drake.
Drake's already up there again, making the pass for the lean. Oh, not as quite as much scrub as what we have been seeing off there, but still staying low off of it, able to make the pass. That's all that matters.
Yeah, the B riders, they were really throwing it sideways, but Drake doesn't need to, man. Just marching away.
He is. He looks really in control, smooth out front. Little bobble there with a foot dab, but no harm, no foul.
Well, he's just trying to set up for the celebration.
One-hander, look at that.
Yeah.
That's right.
So 2 moto wins. These two have been battling all week. Mitchell Falk just holding off Seth Hamaker. They really pushed it hard in the 250A class, and another great one in Open Pro Sport. Finally, Moto 3, Zane Merritt on the 29. He is going to grab the whole shot over Jair Mitchell.
Yeah, it looks like Drake lined up on the inside. He tucked on the inside of turn 1, made some good moves. He's already in the lead. Told you got to get starts.
He nailed it, but he's going to have company because the 51 of Hamaker finally off to a good gate. He's in second ahead of Jair Mitchell now. And let's see if Hamaker can run down Drake, win the moto, and hope someone gets between them.
It's going to be a tough order. Oh, he's running him down. I thought it was going to be a little tougher order than that because Drake's been riding so smooth all week. But Hamaker's fast, and he's going to put some pressure on him. He's going to have to earn this championship, Drake is. Around the outside.
Around the outside.
Drake still got the inside. Nope, pass is complete.
So at that point, Hamaker, he knows he just needs help. He's not going to get it, and Drake too smart. He rides smooth. He brings it all the way home, and with the 1-1-2 scores, he collects the Open Pro Sport title, a great follow-up to that 250A championship.
Dude, this has been my dream since I started coming here, and I knew I could do it, but I mean, for it to be this way, I couldn't ask for anything more. I'm so happy right now, and yeah, I'm just ready to keep on going.
And he'll be going into the professional ranks in 2019. There's Tim Cotter of MX Sports, handing him the AMA Nikki Hayden Horizon Award. Nate Thrasher Angelique Swoll, who you see there, are outstanding mini cycle and B riders, all three making a name for themselves.
All three of them making a name for themselves, and also the fact that all their hard work over the years, that is the pinnacle of amateur racing, what they just accomplished, getting those trophies from Jim Cotter, and now it's on to the future.
For Buddy Antonez, I'm Jason Wygant saying thanks for watching and congratulations to our champions. We'll see you next year.